While it goes by many names, arguably the most fitting for the most terrifying road in Bolivia is that of the Road of Death. Most commonly known as Yungas Road, this stretch of nearly 40 miles is known internationally as both a popular tourist destination and a death trap. Since its creation in the 1930s, the Road of Death has taken the lives of nearly 20 cyclists, but is responsible for nearly 250 auto deaths a year. Because the road is a mere 10 feet wide, cars approaching each other on both sides carefully squeeze past each other, often leaving the vehicle on the side of the cliff to edge along at a slow pace. This often proves to be even more dangerous than it sounds, as the dirt road is known to crumble under the weight of heavy cars, leading vehicles to spiral off and into the empty void 15,000 feet into the air. Still, tourists pile on and visit the site, seeking thrills that almost always deliver. And cyclists take advantage of the fact that the majority of the road is almost entirely downhill. The Karnali Highway in Nepal is another destination of choice for bikers and cyclists seeking the ultimate thrill ride, and that often comes at the cost of their life. The winding 155-mile dirt road is full of dangerous potholes and narrow cliffside drop-offs, culminating into one of the most exhausting, exhilarating, and terrifying travel destinations ever. But the Karnali Highway is also marred not just by 50 deaths a year that it accumulates, but also the monsoon and rainy seasons. Of its 155 miles, only 17 of them are blacktopped, as the majority of the road is often overtaken by mudslides or debris that make it inaccessible. This has proven problematic for the residents of the rural area that live by the highway and use it for transportation. And because of how isolating it can become, many have died from starvation and lack of emergency services when rockslides take out their nearby homes. The Atlantic Road certainly lives up to its name, as part of its 5-mile stretch includes a section in which waves from the Atlantic Ocean are capable of slamming up and against the pavement to send many a car or bike crashing into the sea. Undeniably beautiful, the Atlantic Road winds and whirls around some of Norway's most gorgeous scenery, making it a top destination for tourists around the world. But if being surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean wasn't dangerous enough, the fact that a whirlwind of blizzards are capable of creating ice patches and dangerous snow flurries around the outside of your car might do the trick. There is no calculated total of the fatalities that the Atlantic Road has accumulated, mainly because Norway wishes for it to remain a top tourist destination, but estimates have it in the dozens. The road is so famous it's possible you'll see it on television every 20 or 30 minutes, considering how many car commercials are filmed on its glorious pathway. Carved out of the mountain by 13 Chinese villagers in 1972, the Guoliang Tunnel Road is one of the most famous tourist destinations in the Eastern Hemisphere. Created using over 4,000 hammers, the Guoliang Tunnel is a masterwork of rudimentary design, but coming at the cost of human life. During the construction of the tunnel, 3 of the workers tragically lost their footing and fell to their deaths, halting construction for a short period of time. That sacrifice was not in vain, as tourists filled the tunnel on a yearly basis, looking out into the valleys and canyons below the mountain that would mean certain death given a single misstep. But even the Guoliang is no match for its sister road, the Kunshan Tunnel Road, which boasts an even narrower pathway, more dips, turns, and less guardrails, and tons more death and destruction. The Chinese government built the road in 2007, but does not have a specific number for the amount of deaths that have been accumulated there. Some believe the government uses the road to cover up assassinations, staging car crashes in order to take out some of their dissenters. Both the Guoliang and the Kunshan can be visited in the summer seasons, both as walking trails and highways. 414 miles of isolated, desolate, and freezing cold road don't sound too appealing for most. But for some truckers, it's all they have to look forward to regarding the James Dalton Highway in Alaska. Created to run alongside the Trans-Alaskan Pipeline System and deliver supplies, the Dalton Highway has claimed multiple lives due to freezing and catastrophic car crashes. Even worse, becoming trapped on the road could mean the kiss of death, as the over 400 miles only sees 3 small towns along the way. The road is so isolated that multiple signs encourage drivers only to adventure on if they have survival gear. To make matters even worse, not all of the highway is paved, leaving dangerous icy dirt paths as the only means of getting from place to place. And this is where most accidents happen. The highway was featured multiple times on the History Channel's popular Ice Road Truckers, and for good reason. Dangerous excursions make great television. Though it gives the illusion of a perfectly ordinary highway, Commonwealth Avenue in the Philippines is easily one of the most fatally inclined in the entire world, no pun intended. At up to 7 miles long, the highway has up to 18 lanes to its credit, making it the largest in the country. However, it is so heavily trafficked that it lends itself to nearly thousands of deaths per year. The highway is known for taking the lives of not only those who are killed in car crashes, but because of its high rate of pedestrians hit as they attempt to cross the road on foot. This seemingly common highway now boasts the title of one of the most dangerous roads in the world by multiple outlets due to this fact. And pedestrians are always given a warning before trekking out into what could be their last excursion. Mexico's Federal Highway 1 is known for its killer reputation, not only in the amount of deaths its windy cliffside roads produce, but also because it is often taken by drug lords and sicarios, Mexican hitmen. Running from Tijuana to Cabo San Lucas, the highway boasts an impressive 1,063 miles to its name, and is also riddled with drivers who do not carry licenses. Because 6 Mexican states do not require passing any kind of driving test, just about anyone can be behind the wheel of the narrow freeway, greatly limiting your chances at survival. Still, the road manages to attract a decent number of tourists throughout the year, though it also isn't shy to pack on a scary number of deaths. Though the Mexican government sometimes has difficulty distinguishing which of these deaths are due to actual car wrecks and which are staged events in order to hide the bodies of those who got mixed up in local drug gangs. At an impressive 2,725 miles, the Brazilian highway known as BR-116 is known as the country's most infamous highway. While it isn't marred by poor construction, the road does manage a scary reputation for the bandits and local gangs that often hold up traffic or conceive clever ways to get tourists to stop their vehicles. While car accidents are also common, much of the danger of BR-116 comes from what happens when the bandits take over. Stabbings, shootings, kidnappings, hijackings, rapes, robberies, and strangulations take place so often that the highway comes with a warning for any tourist driving down the road. If the highway must be taken, our advice is to not stop for anyone, as the bandits will often stage fake car wrecks or accidents for sympathy in order to steal your vehicle and possessions.